got Chris Lytle, so I can't concentrate on anything else.
I know, but let's look at that though. You don't have any bad feelings towards Hughes anymore. Is there still a little something there?
No, I mean, I don't think we're going to be hanging out anytime soon, but I'm not going to bash him in the media or do anything because we did fight, and there should be respect for somebody after you fight them. And I mean, listen, I have fun with everything. I'm not a guy that takes things too seriously as far as I joke around a lot, but I'm not going to be malicious with the guy or anything. I would love to fight him again if everything goes well with me. But you know what? I'd be foolish. Chris Lytle is more well-rounded than the last couple of guys I fought, including Matt Hughes. Styles make fights.
Right.
Chris is, Chris has only been stopped a couple times, man, and that's from cuts. Even if he gets dominated by a wrestler, if he gets back up, he's still swinging for the fences. Chris Lytle is a fighter's fighter, He's the type of guy, you look up, guts and grit and this and that in the dictionary. You see Chris Lytle there looking battered and ready to go. The guy is, I love watching the guy fight, and I'm really looking forward to fighting him. I think it's going to be great for everybody.
So I want to talk to you about GSP a little bit, because the thing that strikes me is that, obviously everybody knows you guys fought twice. You dominated him in the first fight for what you called, and I think I would totally agree, the biggest upset in UFC history. You then go to Canada on as hostile territory as it gets in the UFC's first card in Canada to defend. You lose in the second round, 15 seconds left. It gets stopped due to knees to the body, which I think they could have let it go into the third, but who am I? At the end of the day, you had the more dominant victory of the two, yet we never hear, Matt, about a trilogy with you guys. Isn't that just an extension of the disrespect that the first one had to be a fluke, that we never hear about you guys having the rubber match?
I mean, I'd probably need a couple more fights, like my last one, to really, get the respect that you're talking about, But, I mean, it's funny. I mean, I could look at it like that, or I could look at it like, my second fight I was not pleased with at all. I mean, there's always as a fighter, you don't make excuses, but there's always in your head, there's this and that, and what you could do differently, and what you should have done, or leading up to it, or whatever. It's just part of being a fighter. You don't voice it, because then you're sounding, no offense, like Tito Ortiz. The second a fight ends with Tim Sylvia, I should have took it in my back, or I shouldn't have took it in my neck. You don't want to be that guy. But at the same time, could I do better? Absolutely, man. And again, it all stems from, if I don't concentrate on the task at hand, which is a very talented and game Chris Lytle, then none of that stuff will ever come to I'll never see any fights, that I really want to see, like a fight like with GSP or Matt Hughes again, or, I got a very tough guy in front of me, man, and I got to really concentrate on him. Because if I start getting concentrated with a lot of other BS or think about it or dwell on it, my head's not where it should be. So, you know what, man? I've been in this game a long time, and people ask me how long I'll be fighting, if I'm fighting more. I always tell them I honestly have no idea. I take it a fight at a time. Whenever it gets to the day where I'm in the gym, I'm in the academy where I'm training, I'm sparring, and I'm just not feeling it. I'm going through the paces without any kind of emotion behind it, or I'm going to step down, man. I'm going to step out and just pass the torch to my younger guys, but I'm still feeling it, man. And these are the stuff that they're going to stay with you in the rocking chair when you're older, and more so than the money. And I enjoy the experience from right now, getting ready to the fight and going through what I'm going through with the training camp, to the walkout, to the booze, to the second me and Chris slap hands and get going, man. I'm enjoying every moment of it, and I play it by ear, bro.
So, Matt, let's assume that you get by Chris. Which fight would you want, more Hughes or GSP?
I mean, obviously GSP's got the title, so you'd have to say you'd want to fight for the title. But, other than that, of course, I'd really like to fight Matt Hughes again, But, you know what, I think it's bad luck to even assume, I'm no Nostradamus. I got to concentrate on Chris Lytle.
Right.
I'm not. If I assume that's disrespecting Chris. That's saying, all right, I'm winning this fight. And even in my heart feel that I'm going to do great and take care of business. It is MMA, and you don't want any kind of You know, I'm not walking on there any ladders. I'm not having any black cats go in front of me. I'm concentrating on Chris Lytle, and I'm not tabooing myself with saying anything that's going to put me out of my mindset. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally get you. And listen, you're not disrespecting anybody. I'm asking the question because here's where I think, you know, I talked to a couple of people when I was getting ready to interview you, and they were like, so where's he at? And I said, I don't know. I'm going to ask him, because after the Trigg fight, you were saying things like it's all gravy and you're enjoying the experience, a lot of the things that you just said, taking it a fight at the time. But at the same time, Matt, you're a competitor. You held the belt. Do you want a title run at this point in your career, or does that not matter so much to you anymore?
No, you know what? I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, because of course it matters, but it's like this. Did it matter for me to win the show? Did it matter for me to get that title shot and to win the title? Mm-hmm. Now, of course, they all meant the world to me, man. That's crazy accomplishments. Being the Ultimate Fighter, winning the title against all odds. But the way I am, I don't put pressure on myself, and that's when I get the best results. So, yes, of course, when I was on that show, I mean, out of all the guys in that house, you know, there was 16 of us. You know, I might have been the guy that really walked out with some of the best. You know, some guys did really well, but I walked out doing really well out of that show, man. And to come, you know, and to come back and be a coach and to win the title, and then even to get the fight tonight with Matt Hughes, the knockout with Trigg, and so I mean, like, I'm the type of guy. I look at it. The glass is always half full. I went into that house thinking, hey, man, just by being on this show is great exposure for my schools. Mm-hmm. If I have a good fight, even if I don't come out and be the Ultimate Fighter, I know I'm not going to put on a bad display. And anyway, I walk out of here with good exposure. People get to see me, know me a little bit, see my school. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I ended up winning the show because of that attitude. Mm-hmm. So that's the kind of attitude I got, man. You know, it doesn't mean I don't care any less than somebody who's like, I need it so. Some people need it so bad, they get in there. They're afraid of losing what they want, or afraid of not achieving what they want. They don't pull that trigger. I will always pull the trigger from here to the end of my career, and that's my attitude. And hey, man, it's working for me, so I'm going to keep it. No, it's not that I care any less than Sean Shirk saying that he wants a legit title run and this, and it's not that I care less. It's just I know my mentality, and I know how I could perform the best, and that's the attitude I got.
So, in a perfect world, GSP still holds the title. You'd want that rematch. But if neither one of them held the title, I'm thinking maybe you want Hughes more.
That's definitely fair to say.
Okay, fair enough.
I like GSP's a good dude, man.
Yeah, he's
not that the other guy isn't, but that fight, I'll leave it at that with Matt Hughes. The fight was so close. Where, you know, I fought Chris Lytle, and our fight was super close. Right. And I think it's only fair to Chris for us to fight again. I could say, you know what, I got a victory over a very tough guy. Let me just ride that out and let him keep beating people, and I could say I beat him. But I know that was razor thin. Could have went either way. Mm-hmm. I'm not a liar to myself, and he is such a good dude. He deserves another fight with me, and I think the fans deserve it. So, you know, that's the kind of guy I am. Matt Hughes probably thinks I'm not a great guy, so he probably doesn't want to give me another rematch.
But if GSP moved next door, you probably wouldn't toilet paper the house, right?
No, GSP, man, I'd have him over, and we'd have some pizza together. I like GSP.
But, you know...
We would drink some red wine.
But here's the thing, Matt. We could be upset with you because you changed GSP's style forever. Like, we have not seen the same GSP. He's a much more cautious fighter. He's much more of a wrestler than multifaceted than he used to be. And I think a lot of people would say probably a little less exciting to watch. So we have you to thank for that.
Yeah, but if it wasn't me, it might have been somebody else. So
That's
thank
true.
God it was me, huh? Thank God it was me for me, you know?
So what happened?
If it was Thiago Alves or somebody, they'd be like, oh, that guy's a beast standing up. I'm not that surprised. Because it was Matty Jiu-Jitsu, they're probably thinking, man, this guy has no shot. It just made it more dramatic. I'm happy. I'm happy about that.
Matty Jiu-Jitsu with the crazy right hand. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, don't forget about the right.
That's right.
Coming along also.
So what happens GSP Koscheck, in your opinion? Does that end up any different than the first one?
I'd go with Koscheck on it, but I'm sorry, I'd go with GSP on it, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's just, such a great athlete, and I think that he'll out-hustle Koscheck, and I think jiu-jitsu-wise, he'll be better in jiu-jitsu also, and I think that might make a big play. I think he's got a little better stand-up, and even though Koscheck pretty much has that big right hand, even though his kicks are coming along nice, I think that GSP definitely still has the edge, He's on fire, that guy.
Is there any chance that we're going to see Koscheck show up at Serra Jiu-Jitsu in one of the countdown or the preview shows?
Absolutely, positively no chance.
Fair enough. So, New York, before I let you go, I can't have you on and talk to you about fighting in New York. What would that mean to you? I mean, that sounds like a good place for a GSP trilogy.
Hey, man, you're preaching to the choir. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I would love that. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, I don't think they're not listening to me. That's going to happen sooner or later.
Right.
But hopefully sooner. Don't do it when I'm 40. Let's do it now. I got some stuff in the basement. Let's get it out.
Exactly. Hey, Matt, we want to wish you the best of luck, of course. It's always a pleasure having you on. And I know when you get close to a fight, things are crazy, and we really do appreciate you making the time.
No problem, bro. Thanks for having me. Don't forget, you want to go to serrabjj.com if you want to know anything about me and my schools. But thanks for having me, bro.
And, bro, before you go, give people the locations for the schools as well.
You know what? One's in East Meadow, Long Island, and the other one is in Huntington, Long Island. And you just go to Serra, my name, serrabjj.com, and it gives you everything you need to know.
All right, and just for listeners, we will have that linked off our website, so you'll be able to link right over to Matt. Matt, always a pleasure. Thanks again for making the time, and good luck in Indianapolis.
Dude, thanks for having me.
You got it. All right, that's Matt the Terror Serra. He'll be at UFC 119 next weekend. Right now, we're going to have a quick commercial break, and when we come back, Jim Miller will be here as he gets ready for this Wednesday's fight night against Gleason Tebow.